There we
Oh,
go.
well, it's recording now.
It is.
We'll just have to let everybody know that
Yeah, we
we're
will.
we're
That
already
we're already
recording.
recording. All right. It's up to Ari now to let people in since
You got
I
to let everybody in, our
Right.
please, 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 please. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Hello.
Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning.
Testing, testing. Hello
Good
there.
morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Can you hear me?
Nice to
Good
see
morning.
everybody.
Good morning.
Look like a floating head here.
If you want to say good morning in the chat, let us know where you're tuning in from. You can do that.
Hello? Do you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh gosh, didn't know my thing was working.
Thank you. Okay. Good morning. Do we still have more people to let in from the waiting room?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. I'm going to give it another minute or so just to let any stragglers in. And for those of you that are new to Cards and Coffee with Colleen and Kathi, of course, I'm Colleen and
I'm Kathi.
and she's Kathi. There she is. And we are, we do this once a month and we actually record this. This is already being recorded for those of you that we usually don't start the recording until everybody logs on, but somehow that the recording started. So we're already recording and this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Under Colleen Lemma is my YouTube channel name a little bit later. But Kathi and I've been doing this for, gosh, at least a couple years. I've never kept track as to how long we've been doing this. But Kathi and I go way back. We've known each other for a while, and we've done this before on other platforms and whatnot too. So I think we should probably get going here. It's about 3 minutes after. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to give a little introduction, Kathi and I. We're not going to take too long. We're going to give you some messages on the collective level. We keep this to an hour. And so after we give our collective messages, we are going to choose some people from the studio audience and see if they want a mini reading. We'll ask you a little bit later about that, and you'll be able to let us know if you do want a mini reading. But keep in mind, we're only going to have time as we usually do. In the past, we've gotten to 3 or 4 people within the hour that's allotted. But know that if you're not chosen, that the collective messages are here for you. And even when we're doing personal readings for other people, they can really hit home on a lot of things. A lot of times they resonate with you because sometimes the person that's getting the reading, if they have questions, or even if it's just a general reading for them, you'll pick up little tidbits, bits and pieces that really, again, resonate and help to guide you along your path as well. So my name is Colleen Lemma. I am an intuitive astrologer, actually an intuitive reader, and I use tools such as astrology. I connect with the Akashic records and read the Akashic records. I use name vibration, divination, and tarot cards. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I do past life regression. I do Ho'oponopono healing, Reiki healing. And for many, many years, actually over 22 years, is how long I've been doing my spiritual work. And I teach a lot of classes and workshops and do a lot of different types of meditation events and other types of events like this one. So my website is Sacred Soul Empowerment, the same name as the meetup group that most of you have probably come in on. So sacredsoulempowerment.com is my website. Again, YouTube channel is Colleen Lemma. You can reach me at colleen@sacredsoulempowerment.com if you need to email me for any reason. So I guess that's my introduction. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. Kathi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Kathi Munson. I am a psychic medium, Reiki Master teacher. I do readings, tarot, oracle, angel, personal, intuitive connection with your highest and greatest good. I'm also a multidimensional healer. I do past life. I do connecting with your angels, connecting with your spirit guides. I have also a piece of Mune Ki, which is a very small piece of a very large dynamic of shamanic healing. But everything I do is based on energy vibration. I'm a severe empath. I've been on this path for 23 plus years. I've been connecting with spirit since I was very, very young, and teach all kinds of workshops and classes, guided meditations, past life workshops, connecting with your spirit guide workshops, intuitive mediumship workshops, all kinds of classes and workshops. My business name is Voices of Enlightenment, is my newest business. My website is Intuitive cat spelt with a K-A-T .com. My email is intuitivecat@gmail.com should you need to connect with me in any way, shape, or form. Also on Facebook. Voices of Enlightenment is also on Meetup. So yeah, so you can see what's going on with us, what we're doing, and very blessed and honored to now be mentoring students to do what I do, which is really exciting. Nothing better than helping people get to see their light and guide themselves on their path. So I'm blessed and honored to see all of you here. Thank you all for coming, and I'm excited for us to get started with messages that we have. So I'm going to hand it back to Colleen so we can go.
So thank you, everybody. I'm really excited too. We get excited every time we get to meet new people and do this event every month. Connect with new people to do mini readings for you to help guide you, because we're in a very powerful time. It feels like we probably say that every time, but we did just have a full moon lunar eclipse. That was on March 13th. I wanted to say, how is everybody doing since that? A lot of you may have felt a lot of, I don't know, a lot of energies moving, clearing, releasing, purging. I've been having a lot of weird, strange dreams, and a lot of them are kind of clearing, purging types of dreams. A lot of them for me have to do with the past, past relationships, past situations that are in need of healing and clearing. So the full moon, the idea of a full moon in general is about releasing and letting go. It's completion. It's the end of a cycle. It's where we do a lot of healing. You know, once that moon is full, it starts to what we call wane and become smaller and smaller till we get to the next new moon cycle. And so as the moon is kind of waning or becoming smaller and smaller, that's where the idea of completion and releasing and letting go comes in. So that particular full moon lunar eclipse was in Virgo, which means the sun was in Pisces, because during a full moon, the sun and the moon are always opposite one another. And Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, which also indicates a huge healing, clearing, and releasing. Pisces also rules the spiritual realm and the dream time realm. Now, with the Virgo moon during that eclipse, Virgo rules health and it rules integration. So it's kind of about recollecting our soul pieces, if you will, in order to reintegrate them to bring us back into a state of wholeness. Now, whatever you might have experienced during and after up until this point with that full moon lunar eclipse, it may have been related to physical health, mental health, emotional health, but it could have been related to a great many other things, other types of situations and circumstances, relationships included, where again, there's this big clearing and releasing going on. So we're kind of in the midst of this portal of the eclipses. Which we have twice a year. We always have a set of eclipses twice a year, but the next eclipse happens before the end of this month. And it's on March 29th, and it's a new moon, solar eclipse. And this one's going to be in Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. New moons are always about fresh starts and new beginnings, planting new seeds. The idea of it being in Aries again brings us the idea of independence, fresh starts, bold energies, fiery passion. And what the eclipses do is they shake things up a little bit. Like if you have salt in the bottom of a salt shaker, that's kind of solidified. You turn the salt shaker upside down and nothing's happening. So you have to really shake that salt shaker up to make the salt move again and be able to come out. It's sort of like that with eclipses. Eclipses will shake up the energies within us and in our environment in such a way that if we're stuck or if we're in a pattern of repeating old karmic lessons, a relationship that seems to be going nowhere or keeps coming up over and over again with same challenges and issues, could be work, could be career, could be money matters, family matters, where things just need to be shaken up a little bit, and the eclipses will help to realign us with our truth and with our path. So this is a huge time for endings and new beginnings. And another couple of things that's going on right now while we're in this month of eclipses, this month of March, is that Venus, the planet of love and relationships, and Venus also ruling money and finances, is in retrograde motion, meaning we're going over issues or challenges or situations within our relationships and within money matters that need attention. We're trying to sort things out and figure things out. That's what a Venus retrograde is going to do. And Mercury also is retrograde. And Mercury rules our thoughts, our ideas, our perceptions, how we think, how we see something, our perspectives, our communications. And Mercury is currently retrograde too. And both of those planets, Venus and Mercury, are retrograde in Aries, where this new moon solar eclipse is coming up to at the end of the month. So we can see that it's a huge time again for new beginnings, for taking charge, for, again, we're still in that clearing mode too. So it's time to kind of really clear out and transmute the old or what's not working anymore so that we can prepare ourselves, our body, mind, soul, and energy field for whatever comes next, whatever is in alignment with our higher self, whatever our soul is trying to guide us into. And that could be, again, into a new situation or a new relationship, but it can also be a new way of perceiving yourself, thinking about yourself, more confidence, more courage. Again, thinking about your goals. So it can be internal as well as external. Some of the messages I got briefly before handing it over to Kathi, a couple things here. And we already talked about, I don't know if you can see this because we're all so tiny now, but this is called transmuting pain. So this is what we're doing on a collective level, personally too, because of these eclipses, but the eclipses also affect the world. It affects our country, it affects the world and what's going on. And so we're going through this huge transmuting of pain here. And a lot of this is past life memory stuff. And, we can have past life memories, of course, but so can the collective. We can all hold these collective past life memories of times past and the way things used to be because we've lived other lifetimes. And, the planet has been through perhaps similar situations than it is now. The angels and guides also talked about they talked about our ego, and they talked about it in such a way that our ego is shifting in its energy. That we're not, we need our ego. We have to love our ego and accept our ego. It's part of our personality. But also, I feel like what they were talking about is we're shifting into our higher selves more than coming just from the ego, which sometimes has its own, operates through fears and anxieties and doubts. Our higher soul self doesn't operate from that perspective. And it felt like there was like a fading away on some level of the ego and a coming into these higher energies on a higher soul self level. And they talked about also creative energies expanding, spiritual abundance expanding. They showed me the sacral chakra, which is interesting. We got a card here that says the sacral chakra, but then from a different deck, I got creation, which is an aspect of the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is about creative self-expression. And it's about passion too, passion for life, passion for who you are, passion for what you're doing. It can be relationship passion too. But I feel like we're being asked to really move into our creative selves, our spiritual selves, and our creative self-expression. And if we operate from that mode of that inner heart of unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, and creative self-expression, we're moving ourselves into a higher vibratory state that is then going to aid us as we're moving into this new eclipse, this new moon solar eclipse that we're going to have, and this realigning us with these new beginnings. They showed one other thing, and that was Archangel Zadkiel. I work a lot with the archangels. And Archangel Zadkiel came in, and Archangel Zadkiel uses the violet flame of transmutation. So going back to that card of transmuting pain, transmuting old emotions, old feelings, old thoughts, perceptions, belief systems, karmic patterns, we're transmuting all of that. So some of us may be transmuting through the physical body, some through the emotional or the mental body, and some through situations that are no longer, again, beneficial for us to be in. So as we're transmuting all that, we can call in Archangel Zadkiel and visualize violet colored energy around us, sort of like the color of an amethyst. I shouldn't say sort of, it is really the color of the amethyst crystal. It's that purple crown chakra violet energy. And if we surround ourselves in that, it helps to transmute. And Archangel Zadkiel, again, it gives us the gift of that transmuting violet light to help to shift us into new and higher energies. So that's a little bit about what I got for the collective. Kathi, do you want to share?
Sure. So I am more intuitive about what I see. I also see connectedness amongst things that happen in my life between my clients, my students, and just my personal life, and also connect with the higher realm as well. What I keep hearing is trust and faith. I've been hearing it for since the beginning of the year, and actually even last year, is having trust and faith and being very calm in when you're looking at things going on in the universe, is just to calm yourself down and don't be led astray. It's not that you're not meant to have emotional feelings, thoughts, connectedness to it in some way, but be careful not to be led down the primrose path, going into fear, staying in enlightenment, staying in, you know I hear this, I understand this, I'm aware of this, but not buying into it, I guess is what I want to say. There's a lot of, I like that Colleen talked about transmutation, because I keep getting that as well. It's not just about transformation, which is one of the cards that came up when I was pulling, which is actually a really stunning card. It's not only about transformation. We know that we're in a transformative state. It's also about transmutation, taking it in and finding, like, where do I want to be? What do I want to see for me? And maybe not looking so much here, but looking here and saying, let me start with me. Let me go into my heart space. Let me go into what I love, what I see, what I feel, what I know I want to do, and where I see myself evolving to. What are the things I no longer want to carry with me? When you're packing your suitcase for moving forward, what don't you want in there? What do you want to just pull yourself back and say, okay, I don't need this, don't need this, don't need this. Let me just take this. Let me take this small bag as far as the trunks. We don't need the trunks anymore. And kind of weeding through, like, the things that we just don't need to carry anymore, whether it's people, places, or things. It's all of looking at all of what's with us, but also knowing as a collective, excuse me, knowing as a collective, it is a time for us to kind of gather together and work together to create the new universe that we're looking for. I tell my students, we didn't go to the age of Aquarius for nothing. And even though we're just starting to be in the age of Aquarius, this is what we've all been waiting for. We want to come back to joy. We want to come back to love. We want to come back to helping others and knowing that it's being seen, that it's being connected, that it's going to enlighten all of us to move forward. And we also know that when we go through something so universally conscious aware, it's going to burn that pot up, boil that pot up, so that things are going to get intense. Sometimes we have to make it intense. Sometimes we have to, it's like how I've been a lot in my life since I've come on this path, is they have to show me things 3 times. When I very started on this path, when I was new on this path, I'm like, I think I'm getting signs for you, but I'm not really sure. So could you give it to me 3 times? So it's always like, and now I've just noticed that things are coming in threes again for me, which I'm like, okay, I clearly have a better connection with all y'all. Yeah, I don't need to see it necessarily 3 times. But again, it's where we are. Sometimes we're so focused on things that we're not seeing what our guides, archangels, angels, ascended masters, what they're trying to show us and what they're trying to guide us to better help ourselves. But it comes from you starting within. It comes from you focusing and being somewhat selfish, if you want to think of it that way. Because I used to joke with my kids and say, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And I never realized how true that statement is until I started to think about it and I started to connect with it. And it is true. If you are not consciously aware and you are not finding space for you, then how is it anything out here ever going to make sense? How is it ever going to help to guide and shift and change and move the collective? Because you are part of that collective. And it takes one voice to start. As we have seen, if you've been paying attention to the universe, it takes one voice to have everybody sort of like suck on to that person and kind of grow with that person. But it's the positive voice that we need to be focusing on. We need to know there are good things happening out there. So don't focus so much on the huge awareness that they're trying to buy us into, but go to the smaller awareness and the good things that are happening, the positive things that are happening, and the positive things that are happening in your own life. Every day you have something in your life that is positive. Y'all being here is positive. You made a conscious choice to be here. Yay! Yay for you. You already started with that one positive thing. So yeah, so hopefully you find that. And it's this collective. Look at the people around you. Look at the people that are here. This is our little collective today. This is all of us banding together to make a choice to go forward, to move forward. So it's an incredibly positive thing. One card I do want to show, if any of you have seen Wicked and liked Wicked, because I'm just going to put that out there. Always loved the Wizard of Oz. Always was into the Wizard of Oz, so I'll just say that. This is what I got, and it made me think of Wicked so clearly, but it's success. Success, success, success. So we are going to create a better universe. We are going to get to that phase. Hang in there. Hang in there. And that's it for me.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna redirect just one little bit, and I'm glad Kathi brought up about not, and I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't remember her exact words, but not getting sucked into the narrative that that they're delivering to us, basically, because they, the angels and guides are saying that there is divine intervention occurring. There's things happening behind the scenes, and that's part of these eclipses too. When the eclipses happen, we can't see which way is up, and we can't see clarity for our own path forward in decision making. And it is Mercury retrograde, and you're not supposed to make decisions during Mercury retrograde anyway, but it's not until after the eclipses are over that thing and the energies kind of start to settle and realign that we're able to again see the direction we need to go in, or what the next best choice is for us, or how things are starting to fall into place. Right now it's just kind of this mishmash. And so the angels wanted us to know that there is a divine plan here, even though it seems like it's total chaos and utter chaos out there in the world, but that there's again this divine intervention that's occurring. And they went on to say that it's time for us. And really feel like, in part at least, this is part of what is needed, is for us as a humanity and us as a collective to take charge, to say enough is enough. We're not going to put up with being disempowered anymore. If we just want to put it all like under one simple umbrella, we're not going to put up with being disempowered anymore. And it's time to take a stand and be a leader. Doesn't matter if you're man, woman, whatever it is. It's like we're needing to move into our leadership abilities, and we need to come into or allow our gifts and talents to shine, whatever that might be, in whatever area we feel guided and led to shine those gifts and talents. There's opportunities coming, they said. And I love this card too. It's called Transcending Fear. So we need to all kind of, again, going back to that transmutation thing, that transmutation idea is we're transcending fear. It says facing fear leads to fearlessness. It says embrace your power. That one I wanted to read right off the card because embrace your power is very important right now. Embrace your power, come into your gifts, shine your gifts. It's going to increase again this receptivity or magnetism for opportunities to appear on your path as far as which direction to go next for yourselves personally, but also again, if you're one of the change makers on a collective level, it's going to lead you to know what the next step is. Okay. So now I think I'm done. Kathi, do you need to say anything else?
Yeah, I had put all the cards back and was shuffling while I was listening to you, and this card came out again, and I was like, oh, this is like such a perfect card for what you're talking about because it's called the magic of nothingness. And it's, we have to remember that there's always magic in every moment. There's always magic in every second of every minute of every hour of every day. And so that a lot of us feel like we're powerless when really maybe you're meant to be powerless, like not have as much right now. Maybe you're meant to still be quiet and just resonate, just allow, just build your strength, build your voice, build your knowingness, it's all about every moment is not a wasted moment. Every moment can be so powerful. It takes one moment, 1 millisecond to make a conscious choice for you to move in a better direction, to just say, you know what, it's not clear today, so I'm just gonna do something for me today. I'm gonna go have fun. I'm gonna go out and walk. I'm gonna go meditate. I'm gonna go, again, it takes 1 second. I'm gonna write down what I am thankful for. But allowing yourself to go into that thought set. I love the magic of nothingness. Like it's just such a great phrase. Like I'm actually going to take a picture and keep this and put it on my wall, print it out today. So yeah, I'm just going to say that, but it's a great card because it's a lot of what we in some ways are feeling feeling right now. Excuse me. Getting a little excited. So with that, I'm going to pass so we can get going.
Just like they say, there's power in silence, right? When we're in the void, which we're kind of again in the void of these eclipses right now, when we're in the void, it's a time to heal and to readjust and, just kind of, like Kathi says, allow. Pretty soon, I mean, we did just have the sun moving into Aries, the spring equinox, time of new beginnings and planting new seeds. But I really feel it's going to be as we move into April, after that new moon solar eclipse on March 29th, where we're really going to be able to come back out into the open. So right now, just be in the power of the silence, the power of the void, and allow the reconfiguration, if you will, to take place. All right.
And
so
always love. Always love is going to be my
Yes.
last phrase. Always love. Love takes no time. You can always love.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay.
Sorry.
So Kathi and I, as you can see, can talk forever and ever. And we're going to try to, we're going to try to at least hit 3 people and, keep our eye on the time as far as that's concerned so that we can do, as many readings as we can. So raise your real if you're on camera or etheric if you're not on camera hand if you want a reading, if you'd like to be chosen for a reading today. And again, please remember that well, first of all, please remember that this is being recorded. So if there's anything that is really super personal that you might not want being up on my YouTube channel, then just know that. But also remember too that things that are said for other people can really resonate for you as well. So I'm going to let Kathi choose first, as I often do.
I was really drawn to this person from the first moment that you all signed on, and it's funny because everybody raised their hand and now I have to kind of find where she is. But Leslie Wood,
Yeah.
if you're willing, are you open to having a reading today?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Okay.
Leslie. So if you could give us your date of birth, please.
June 29th, 1984.
And do you have a specific question or focus, or do you want us to just see what your angels and guides have to say?
I guess just see what angels and guys have to say.
Okay. All right, great.
She's like,
Kathi?
I don't know. I'm a little.
She's like, I don't want to say anything too personal on YouTube.
No, I don't really care. I'm pretty open, but I just don't really have any questions at the moment.
Okay,
That's all
great.
right.
Kathy, do you want to
That's okay.
go ahead?
Sure. So Leslie, the first thing that I get as I'm connecting with your energy is I'm getting a lot of like I almost want to tell you like, okay, just breathe. Just breathe. Like calm yourself down and just breathe. So I feel like you're, and it's funny because at one point you were like doing things, and then when everybody raised their hand, I've noticed that you didn't put your little etheric hand up there, and I was like, oh, she's busy doing things. But I feel like I almost want to tell you to like sit for a minute, sit, be still, and be quiet. That's what my guides tell me a lot when I get going. I get all excited, and they're like, sit, be still, be quiet, breathe. And that's almost what I want to tell you today. I know that you have a lot of wonderful things coming because I can feel almost like you're vacillating on a speed bump is what it feels like to me, to where you're waiting for that next move, that next thing, that next, what am I doing? Because and again, not saying what you're doing now is not worthy, that you are not worthy, because I don't want to say that. That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's almost like I know good things are coming because I can feel it, but come on. It's almost like none of us have patience right now. We're like, let's go. Like, I'm ready
Yeah.
to go. There's a lot of, so what I'm getting is that when you sit and be still and be quiet, you need to take a moment because it almost feels like there's something from your past that you need to kind of really go into. And I almost feel it's like a lot of us, when it's something difficult or complicated, we tend to hit that wall and then we're like, oh no, these are bringing up feelings that I'm not ready. These are bringing up, just a very uncomfortable thing that I don't really want to dive into yet. Like I want to try to piece it out, but I think you're at that stage to where I just want to like support you to like bust through the wall to kind of
Yeah.
just go. And I feel like it's definitely something, and I'm not going to get too deeply into what it is. They keep telling me that you're going to know what it is. So it's like every time you get there, I think it's time is what I feel like I need to tell you. Like it's time to just dive in. And if that means that you write and then burn, I'm a big one for writing and burn. I'm a very visual person. So like I need to see myself actually releasing some things.
Yeah.
So I'm a big write and burn girl. If it takes doing that, then give yourself that space, because I feel also that you've been helping so many, you're a healer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know what you do for a living, but I know
Oh,
that you're definitely a very compassionate, very heart-based healer, and
yeah.
that you're only going to be happiest when you are helping somebody, when you're giving to somebody and seeing like them transmutate, them move forward. But it's time for you to start to focus on you a little bit. Like I almost want to pull the mirror back and switch it so that you're seeing yourself. Like when you switch your phone when you're taking a picture to look at you.
Yeah.
I want to tell you like it's time to sit down and just take a minute. Like just calm for a minute. Just really look deeply into you for a minute, because it's going to catapult you so much further into where you want to go and where you want your career to go. There's also teaching that's coming to you. There's a dynamic that you're still learning that I feel like you need to dive deeper into that once you do your own work.
Yeah.
So I don't know what type of healing that you do, but I feel like it's going to another category. I feel like you're going up a level, that you need to learn more. And I know you've already been thinking about going into some certain area that you don't know right now. Highly recommend. And like most of us, when we see the price tag, we're kind of like, oh, I don't think I can do that right now. Like I definitely don't have that sitting with me right now. Talk to the person, whoever teaches it, because I know myself as a healer. There's a lot of things that I put out there, and I put out the price that it's meant to be, especially when I
Yeah.
teach Reiki, because I still teach Reiki after 22 years. Again, I always tell people, if the price tag is what's holding you back, come and talk to me. Come and talk to me, because that's not the person I am. This is such a gift. What I do has been such a gift given to me that I cherish it and I honor it and I do the very best that I can do. And I want that for everyone else that's out there. I don't ever want price tag to be an option for you not to learn. And I'm hoping that whoever you're going to learn from will have that same mentality. I feel like they are, because they're telling me for you to talk to them,
Okay.
and see. The other thing too is that it's so funny. You have two areas that you're going to be learning. Like there's two new areas that you're going to be, learning from. and two different people that you want to learn from, or you have seen somebody, you know, that kind of thing where you've connected with somebody and you're like, oh, I'd like to do that. I'd like to learn that.
Hmm.
One of the teachers is not going to be connected to you. So I'm just going to say, be very careful, all of you. If you're going and learning from somebody, make sure that you go and see them. Go and watch if they're doing guided meditations online, if they're doing other things online. You know, make sure that you connect with the right person that really resonates with you and can really guide you into where you need to be. This other person is not. You can find what you want to learn from somebody else. And they're kind of, and again, no judgment on the teacher. It's just the alignment between you and this person is not, it's not there. So
Yeah.
just kind of make sure you really like go a little further before you choose to learn and work with someone. Just keep looking, you know, keep
Okay.
looking for yourself. It'll come.
Gotcha.
They're on board. Like they're on board. They're like, yay, yes, 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 yes. Like you're getting big yeses. Like you're going in the right direction. It's like you just have like a moment of, they're giving you space so that you can truly work on yourself
Okay.
and really get past sort of this. And once you get past that wall and start to open it up and really kind of unpack, I love suitcase analogies, unpack some of that stuff, it's going to start to open up and create space around you so that then when you're guided to go where you're meant to go, it's going to come even stronger for you and very, very, very strongly for you. Um, it's interesting. You have such an amazing sight to you. I don't know if you're visual, but that's almost where it leads me. They keep showing me owls around you. And owls, I love when owls come for people because, you know, an owl can turn its head almost all the way around. And it's very good at seeing through the darkness.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of what I keep seeing for you. You are an amazing person. I just want to be a bit of a cheerleader for you now.
Thanks.
What you're doubting in you, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, girl, everybody better get out of your way once you get going because you are just you're gonna soar so quickly and so fast.
Yeah.
So enjoy this downtime. Take this downtime and really work on yourself and dig deep because it's going to lead you to such better places. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes a lot of sense. I can
Thank you
relate
so
to a
much.
lot of it.
Aw, thank you so much for being here today. And thank you
thank-
so much for allowing me to read for you today. It was a blessing. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank
And I'm
you.
passing it on to Colleen.
All right, Leslie. Well, first I look at your energy vibration. It comes in as someone who's got this very, I feel like openness, like open personality, creative self-expression, you know, this idea of shining your light and being in joy and happiness. And some of this creative self-expression can be speaking, teaching, writing, coaching, you know, it's like I feel like being involved with groups of like-minded people and just sharing, you know, that light and sharing this creative energy. I feel like you are a Cancer sun sign, right? Astrologically. So they were showing me how extremely sensitive and gifted you are, how empathic you are, you know, and picking up on other people's emotions and being the mother and the nurturer and whatnot. The first thing they were talking about was honoring your own feelings, like as a mother and a nurturer for other people, like you're always giving and wanting to help and being of service. But don't forget to tune in every once in a while to what you're feeling, what you're going through, and to honor
Uh-huh.
that. They definitely showed you as kind of like the divine mother energy. Again, that Cancer mothering energy. So this divine mothering energy, which is a healer too, healer, counselor, empath, you know, and whatnot. It's interesting that Kathi talked about, I'm going to use a different term than Kathi used, but she talked about ceremony. And I don't remember if she talked about it with you or if she was talking about ceremony and moon ceremonies, I guess, is what was popping into my mind for you. I feel like if you don't already do some sort of ritual or ceremony for like new and full moons or anytime that the mood strikes you, they want you to get more into that energy of honoring like the directions and honoring the moon and, you know, especially the moon, because the moon does rule the sign of Cancer in the zodiac. So taking that time to honor and do some sort of ceremony, light a candle, take a healing bath, you know, do some affirmations. They're actually, again, with that creative self-expression and that speaking, teaching, writing I talked about, they're saying to use your words. It's like you can use your words during these special times of full and new moons and again, whatever other spiritual events out there strike the mood for you, to manifest things. I feel like you're really, in fact, it came up in one of the cards. It says manifestation here. So I feel like you can, because you have this emotional nature being a Cancer, and that's part of the formula for manifesting something. It's not just having the idea or the thought or the vision. Then we have to attach this feeling or emotion of happiness and joy and excitement and whatnot to the thought or the vision. And that is where we can take it into manifestation. That's where manifestation occurs. And I feel like when I was looking at, your birthday year cycle, which you're coming to the close of this current birthday year, but I feel like since June of last year, you've kind of been in this more self-reflective, internalized, contemplative, energy. And it's almost in this cycle of energy that you're still currently in, it's like a little bit of confusion, maybe a little bit of doubt, some anxiety, and it just feels very like an internal soul searching and healing phase. Now, when you come up to your birthday this month, or not this month, and this year, which is a couple months away, you're going to be coming more into that manifestation phase. So it's going to be more about focusing, having a strategy, making a plan, focusing on career, life purpose, money, finances, abundance, prosperity, and manifestation, and owning your power. You're going to be coming back online, so to speak. Not that you're offline, but again, going from this internalized energy out into this expressive energy. And it's nice that you had that manifestation card, because I'm also going to show you these two cards from two different decks. One says blossoming abundance, yay, lots of abundance coming in. The other one says Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance, yay. So know that you're coming into, again, this wonderful cycle of abundance and overcoming any challenges that you might feel, or any feelings of being held back, or again, that internalized energy because you're in a healing process. You're going to be coming out of that and really moving into gifts and whatnot, gifts, talents, and abilities. They also gave you the Mother God card. So there's again that divine feminine, Cancer energy, which is a feminine sign of the zodiac, the mother energy, and we've got Mother God. So it says miracles in motion. So now you've got, that abundance, manifestation, and miracles that are coming up. So give it until you're probably going to feel the transition start before your birthday, at the end of June. But know that when you go into like July, the rest of this year and into next year, I feel like that's when things again really start to happen. The other thing that they were showing me was one of your karmic challenges in this lifetime was relationship stuff, one-on-one. Now, it doesn't necessarily just mean romantic relationship. It can be friendship relationship, business partnership relationship, family relationship, but it's about one-on-one relationship is one of the karmic challenges for you. And they were saying too, they used the phrase relationship assignment. Like these are assignments that you chose, you and the other person, your souls chose this before you incarnated. It's like, hey, remember that past life where we had that problem? Let's go in and try to take care of that, So they're saying there was a lot of relationship assignments that you came in to move through and understand and heal. And they showed me too, and I felt like this might be associated with the relationship stuff, but they showed me some emotional energies because you're so empathic that you take on from other people, and then you have a hard time letting it go, or maybe you're not even aware that, hey, this isn't even mine, it's not my stuff, but it's like with you, if that makes sense. And so there's a need to like go through, how do I clear that? How do I, let's say, call in Archangel Michael and help have Archangel Michael pull those cords? Or how do I transmute that energy? Or how do I, clear myself, and not carry this emotional attachment energy that's from these other people or this other person. But I have every faith that you'll be able to do that. You're in a time period too where these middle years of your life, I feel like you're coming more and more into your light worker abilities, probably from about age 28. And I think you're about 40 now, or will be 40.
I am 40.
So, okay, so you got a few more years of, again, relationship assignment stuff and coming into your light worker abilities, your leadership abilities. The last part of your life, I feel like you can do really, really great things, but you have to really focus and be patient and persevere to like build that solid foundation of whatever you feel like your purpose is out in the world to really bring that into manifestation. So just like Kathi said, I'm your cheerleader too.
Thanks.
So I hope that helped.
It does. It helps a lot.
Okay, great. All right. So let's see here. Who do we choose? Who do we choose? Um, um, I'm drawn to pull on. I'm drawn to say Nisha. Is that I'm trying to see the little square there.
Yeah.
Is it Nisha?
Yes.
Great, Nisha. Can you tell me your date of birth?
November 5th, 1992.
I'm sorry, did you say November 5th,
Yeah. No,
1992?
yeah,
Okay,
1192.
thank you. And do you have a specific question or concern or just general and see what your angels and guides have to say?
I would say more interested like what my love life has to say. My future.
Love life, okay. Are you currently in a relationship?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna let Kathi go first.
Okay. I knew whoever she was going to talk to next was going to talk about love. I was like, oh, yay. I'm like, yay. Yay for love. Yay for love. It's interesting. There is this, the first thing that I'm getting is sort of like allowing yourself to be seen. Like they keep showing me a peacock, you know, like when a peacock is, well, it's a male peacock because they're the ones that always have the pretty feathers. But almost like furling out your feathers and allowing yourself to be seen. Um, you know, opening up to the possibility of, because a lot of us, love is an interesting concept for a lot of us. So I'll just say that, especially when it comes to being connected with someone that you're hoping to spend the rest of your life with. And if you're a healer, which you are, I think a lot of you on here today are healers. So I'm just going to say that across the board. Um, it's trying to now get past the previous hurts that you've had in your life, trying now to allow yourself to, it's funny because this is even a better analogy, is this, I have to see where I am, this lily. I don't know if you can see that because I know it's a little tiny picture now, but it's almost like if you think of the lily when it starts, it's like this, right? And then as the petals start to open up, you start to see the beauty. It's always beautiful in my picture, but again, it's, you know, allowing that beauty to unfurl, allowing yourself to go into, and it's, I have a feeling this is going to be, I told you guys at the beginning that I always find a connectedness as to why we're all here and why all of everyone wants a reading. There'll be a line of connection between all of you. And what I'm finding already to be one of the connections is that you all need to look into your shadow side, your past side. Again, all of us, it's just a knowing, we know we're going to be working from now until the time we pass on, because that's part of why we're here. But for you, it's about love, your concept of love, your knowledge of love, what you think of when you think of being with someone, what you think of when it comes to that close. I'm not saying that you can't do it. Everyone can do it. Everyone has love in them. Everyone can be an amazing partner. But there's definitely something in your past that keeps you sort of hitting that wall a little bit. Like I had said to Leslie earlier, there's something about you that needs to dig into that to say, okay, why do I feel like I'm not worthy? Why? And that's a big word right there, that worthiness, because we feel like we're entitled sometimes. And I don't say this as you because that's not you, because you're not in that ego part. But it's allowing yourself, and even to look at the ego mind, look at some of the things that you believe about yourself. You know, ask yourself those questions. Do I feel like I'm worthy? Do I feel like I can make a good partner? Do I feel like I can be there for some? Some questions will be like instantly, yes, 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 yes. And some will be like, oh, well, I was going to say yes, but I'm really feeling that in my heart. I'm really feeling that energy of myself being like, wow, what is it that that I feel like I'm not worthy, that I feel like I can't give that I feel like I'm not able to be there for someone. You are. Your radiance is glorious, because I'm just going to say that. But it's you believing that. It's you allowing yourself. It's you opening that, everybody knows your left hand is your receiving hand. I don't know if you know that, but your left hand is open that left hand and say, yes, I'm ready to receive. Like, bring me my person, bring me my person, bring me my connection, allowing that. But truly saying it and believing it are two different things. Saying it and being in it are two different things. We can say it all we want to. I'm a big one for act as if until it comes true. If you're not quite believing what somebody sees in you, hopefully something positive, because I'll just say that, act as if. Well, he thinks I'm this, she thinks I'm that. Okay. I'll just see if it fits. Because a lot when I came on this path, this is not where I thought my life would be. I had a career. I had a pretty big career, actually. But again, when your voice is needed somewhere else and your voice is meant to do something else, just like with you with love, you're going to find your person. I'm getting like somewhere within a year, you're going to connect with someone. And I don't look for like dates. I don't look for like the people that we meet and, oh yeah, we dated for a little bit. Oh yeah, we did this for a little bit. I feel like the person that is going to be with you for a while is coming within a year. But you need to believe that. You need to be open to that. You need to allow yourself to be seen. When I think of peacocks, it's kind of funny because I have a card on here so I can even show you an analogy. When I think of peacocks, right, these are their feathers. I always think of eyes. Like when they open them up, I always think, oh, look at all those eyes looking at you. Look at all those eyes, And again, it's like allowing yourself to see yourself the way others will see you, the way others will see you in that relationship, the way that your partner will eventually connect with you, be with you, deeply connect with you. You are there. You're there. It's just keep working on that so that once you meet this person, you are really in and really open and ready to allow yourself to receive, to be that connection, to work on that 50%, because we always think 50-50 for two people. And sometimes being the 80s, 80-20, 70-30, and then it switches. So yeah, but work on that. Work on your heart space. Work on believing. Work on knowing that you are an amazing person, and whoever has the blessing and gift to be your partner, you need to believe that. You need to believe that if you can't treat me like this, or this, then you don't deserve my love. And that's an interesting analogy for all of us that are in relationships, is knowing that, you know what, in order for me to love you, I give everything, because you give everything. Hold back. Don't give everything right away. Hold back a minute. Let it build slowly. Savor it. It's almost like a fine. I don't like wine, so I'll just say that. But it's like savoring a fine wine or something that you love. That flavor. It's like, oh, especially when you haven't had it for a while. You're like, oh, this is so good. It's allow that. It's those wonderful little moments that are so amazing when you get further down. And they're the things that keep you in the relationship once you get to really know each other. My husband and I will be together 44 years. We've known each other since seniors in high school. That's a long time, especially now. Oof. Yeah, it's a long time. You really get to know somebody when you've been together that long. The ins and the outs, the good and the bad, and the ugly, if you want to think of it that way. But I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it. But it's also standing in that relationship knowing that you are a big piece of that gift. And that's the biggest thing that you need to hear today, is that you are a gift. And you deserve to hold back. You deserve to say, you know what, you're not worthy. And I don't mean like in an ego mind. That's not what I'm saying. But I am worthy of having love. I am worthy of having what I see and how I interpret that love. I am worthy to just not be with you because I think you're the only one that's ever going to come for me. Oh, no. Never, ever. Never, ever. Even when you're married, never, ever. But it's knowing, do I want to? Do I want to be with this other person because the grass seems to be greener over there right now? Again, it's the worthiness. That's the biggest thing I think you need to work on for yourself, is knowing that you are worth having that person connect with you. It'll be a gift for you. We always feel like it's a gift. My husband was a gift for me. He really was. And he was my friend before we ever dated, which I always say is the best way to go. But again, not everybody has that. So yeah. But why not? If you take it slow, it kind of builds the anticipation. So yeah. With that, I'm going to pass it to Colleen because I can see her nodding. So I'm like, yeah.
So,
let her join in here.
As is often the case, I agree with like everything that Kathi is saying. And I'm so glad I had myself on mute while she was talking in the beginning, because I burst out in a little giggle there, because right in the beginning, what was the very first card about a flower or something blossoming or something like that you held up?
The lotus flower, yeah.
Lotus flower, because you were talking about that lotus flower and you were saying what you were saying about it, and I think you used the word radiance, and that's when I burst into a little giggle, because one of the first cards I pulled for you says radiance, and it has the sun just radiating this beautiful energy, and the card that came out with the radiance card says emergence. So this is about you emerging your radiance, letting your radiance, your light, your love, your truth, letting it all kind of shine out. But I wanted to show that first, even though it's like a little bit ahead of where I wanted to start with your reading here. The first thing they were showing me was that as far as love and the relationship and it coming in, they were saying you're in this kind of repairing, healing, transmuting sort of phase right now. And it's not just on one level. There could be some stuff even with the physical body, but they were showing like body, mind, and soul. Like you're going through a huge kind of reparation process, or healing process, if you will. But they said the new beginning is coming very soon. And, it's the new beginning as far as love. This is based on your question about love. The new beginning is filled with hope and optimism and joy. And again, this radiance energy. And then when I looked at the energy vibration your soul comes in with, you come in as a Scorpio, right? You're a Scorpio sun sign. And even beyond that, when I looked at like the name vibration and everything else, they were showing me that this Scorpio energy is all about empowerment. Scorpio can be about power and control and disempowering energies, or pulling in disempowering relationships or circumstances, but ultimately is about you owning your power, being in your power, being in your truth. And that is really the energy you come in with. You come in with this strong individuality, kind of take charge, leadership oriented, powerful energy. So it is about letting that light within you shine and radiate out. And then again, I was nodding with what Kathi was saying, because I got the self-worth card. So there is some sort of, self-worth issue here, a challenge that you came in with. In fact, when I was looking at your karmic challenges, just like Leslie before you, you do have a karmic challenge with relationships, but your biggest karmic challenge is with yourself. That kind of even took precedence over the relationship karmic challenge. So this is why the self-worth card comes in. This is about you, because you are powerful. It's about you owning your power. And even though I don't have your whole astrological chart in front of me, I'm getting this hit, and I suspect that there was a past life, or more than one, where you were disempowered or told not to be so powerful, or held back from being powerful, or imprisoned, or hurt from being powerful. So now you have this underlying karmic issue about self-worth and feeling worthy and deserving of what it is that you desire. They were talking about a sacred plan, a divine plan unfolding as far as love and relationship. They want you to work on the self-worth stuff. They want you to raise your vibration, move through the healing process that we talked about earlier. They were showing a need when it comes to relationships, like even in friendships, not just romantic, but I feel like a need to be vulnerable, like a need to, and that self-worth thing comes in, right? It's like, I can't be vulnerable because when I was in a past life, this is what happened to me. So we're needing to kind of work on being vulnerable. Of course, we have to use our intuition about, can I be vulnerable with this person? It's not like you're just going to meet anybody on the street and be vulnerable. But to, when it feels like I can trust this person, which is another thing with Scorpio, trust issues sometimes. So let's work on that. And then let's work on becoming more vulnerable. They were saying that when it comes to the relationship coming in, look beyond places that you usually would look beyond the types of qualities that you would normally be attracted to. They were saying that it's outside of the realm of what you normally would look for or be attracted to as far as this next relationship coming in. They want to go back to the friends for a minute. When it comes to relationships, start with developing trustworthy friendships and one-on-one friends that you can be, again, kind of practice that vulnerability and practice shining your light and practice being in your power where you're not going to be judged or held back in any way. So start with that. But I agree with Kathi. I feel like it's definitely within the next year. I was trying to get an idea. Of course, these things are never set in stone because relationships take two people and there's free will on both sides. And, with you could make different decisions and choices. The other person that's coming in, they could make different decisions and choices to kind of create a different timeline. But in this moment, when I looked at a timeline, I felt like they were showing me the fall and going into the winter, like fall of this year and going into winter early next year. I felt like this was the time period that there could be someone coming in. They showed me, kind of the sign for victory. They showed me this passion energy, this kind of passion energy kind of being lit up, sort of like the sun here. That to me feels very passionate. So I will say this is going to help you to be confident that this relationship is coming. But I have a couple relationship decks here, so I pulled a card from each one. And the first one, it says union. And we've got this lovely, shadow of a woman and a man there in a loving union. So this relationship is coming. And from the other relationship deck, I can't even believe that I pulled twin flames. And there's that again. Look at the color of the twin flames with the heart of passion, and look at the color of this sun, the radiance card, right? There's a lot of that passionate, shining your light, being in your truth, being in your power sort of energy. And it's that energy that's going to attract the other person. So awaken, awaken, dear one. I hear them saying, awaken, dear one, awaken, and be in your truth. So I hope that has helped, Nisha.
Thank you so much. That's pretty helpful. Appreciate it.
That's great. I'm glad we could help. And unfortunately, we're at the top of the hour, everybody. When is our next one, Kathi? I forgot to look that up so we could tell everybody when the next Cards and Coffee
It's
was.
so funny. I meant to look before we started too. Hang on. I can find it. Hold on.
Okay.
Have faith. Have faith. I can do it. I can do it.
Once a month. It's not always, a particular Sunday of the month, but we choose.
It's
it's
the
always on a
20th
Sunday.
of April.
The 20th of April, 11
20th of
a.m.
April.
Eastern time is our next Cards and Coffee. Thank you also so much for those of you that have attended these before. Some of you send in your wonderful donations to support this and other free events, and we appreciate that. So thank you to those that have done that. Please let us know, Kathi and I, if you need any further assistance. We both do private readings as well as tag team readings, as we call them. So we'd be happy to help you in any way, if you want to reach out to either one of us or both of us together to give you some further guidance. Kathi,
if you're around later tonight, I'm in Eastern time, just so you know. I don't know if Colleen has anything tonight. Clearly go to Colleen's event if you're going to connect with her. But I am doing this again with my team, which is my daughter, Ariana, who actually was floating around here somewhere, and another psychic that I have at my space that I have in the eastern part of the United States, Joanna. And so we do live readings like this. We're on for an hour and a half. It's from 6 o'clock to 7:30. You can go on Meetup and look for Voices of Enlightenment. The information's there. You can go on Facebook, Voices of Enlightenment. You can go to the website, intuitivecat.com. You need to pre-register, and it'll send you the link right away, and you can come on in and join us tonight if you want to. If you didn't get your reading here today, I hope Colleen's okay with me saying that.
Oh, yes, of
And again,
course.
Colleen and I can do a private reading for you also. If you want to, you can reach out to us, and we do a reading where the two of us come and give you a reading for just you. So yeah. So we have the capability of doing that as well.
Yes,
But thank you so much. It's been such a blessing and honor for you.
Yes.
And there were other people, if we would have had more time, I would have picked, because I had other people I
know.
was drawn to.
I'm so
But yeah.
sorry.
No, it's such a powerful time that literally we could have talked about the energy that we're in, and it would have really helped a lot for all of you, as we did at the beginning, because it's just such a huge, powerful time.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you so much, everybody. We love each and every one of
you.
you. Thanks for your support and love, and hope you have a good rest of your weekend and a good new moon solar eclipse before we see you, hopefully, on the next Cards and Coffee. Check out both classes for Kathi and I. I've got a psychic development class and a tarot class coming up, and I'm sure Kathi has some wonderful things coming up as well.
I just finished my tarot class, so that's kind of funny. I was like, oh, we're on the same alignment there. And I'm almost done with the mediumship class, going into the second part of the mediumship class. So
Awesome.
got a lot of things coming up. Just did a past life workshop. But I want to start doing some more things online. I've kind of gotten away from doing things online because I like being with people. I like being
know.
back to being able to be with
I
people.
do too. Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
So, but I'll get more things online, I promise.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Love and light.
Bye. And Swamp Shark, love your name, just saying.
Oh, yes. It's a very name I had for the past 15 years.
Oh, that's like me, an intuitive cat. I
It's-
totally get it.
It was from an old movie I got as a kid, and basically I was a gamer and chose his name.
That's
I'm stuck with
cool.
it.
Neat. You have great
It
energy,
does-
by the way.
Does sound like a gamer name.
It is. It has been through a lot lately. Just a
Yeah.
crazy amount.
Thank you all.
Thank you.